Very good afternoon all. My name is Sudhir Khurana and I'm your host today. It's 4 o'clock, but we are still expecting some more people to join. We'll wait for another minute or so, if it is okay with everyone. Reza, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Shall we start, sir? It's already 4 o'clock.
Yeah, take madam's permission and then we can start.
Yes, sure. Poonam ma'am?
Yes, sir, I think we should. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much and very warm welcome to this event of plastic waste collection drive for Mumbai. We are very grateful to all the schools, all the teachers who have spared their time to come into this inauguration event of this plastic waste collection drive. My name is Sudhir Khurana and I'm your host today, and I'm from Indian Center for Plastics in the Environment. We are having this event in association with the Cathedral and John Connon School, Mumbai, and we are really grateful to them. Let's start with the welcome note from Ms. Malika Dikuna. I request Malika to kindly take over and start the event, please. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone. I am Malika Dikuna and I'm currently in the 12th standard in the Cathedral and John Connon School, Mumbai. I have taken environmental science as a subject for my ISc and I'm extremely passionate about the subject. I welcome you all to the inauguration of the Mega Plastic Collection Drive organized by ICPE. Environment conservation is so relevant in today's day and age as it is being misused by humans. Human impact is not only Human impact is not only destroying the rich biodiversity and polluting the earth, but also changing the weather patterns. We need to realize that we have one earth. An effort in this direction is being associated with the ICPE. We, the students of CAJCS, want to add our enthusiasm and effort to bring about a positive change in the environment. And I am the student representative for my school. There are many ways one can attempt to save the environment. According to me, the most feasible of them all is starting with reducing the amount of plastic we use. Some interesting facts about plastic, which we learned from the POD project with ICPE last year, include plastic was invented in 1907 and is a man-made material, meaning it doesn't exist in nature. Plastic is made from fossil fuels. Scientists are trying to invent plastic made from natural materials, that is, corn and cotton is being country tested. Plastic takes hundreds of years to break down. More than 40% of plastic is used just once before it is thrown away. More than 5 trillion pieces of plastic are already floating in our oceans. There is a plastic island 3 times bigger than France. There will be more plastic in our oceans than fish by 2050. Hence, together with the ICPE, we look forward to making a positive impact on our planet. Even the smallest of steps will lead to a big change, as every drop of water makes a mighty ocean. I would like to end with a quote by Bacro Lambertini, Director General of WWF International. Not only are plastics polluting our oceans and waterways and killing marine life, it's in all of us, and we can't escape consuming plastics. So let's work together to use and dispose plastic responsibly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Malika, for your kind words. Definitely, we will try to solve the problem together. And that's why we have started this initiative called Plastic Waste Collection Drive. We'll talk about it a little later, but right now, I'll invite Mrs. Poonam Nigam ma'am to kindly share your screen and show your activities of your school. Also, followed by we have our principal ma'am one note for all of us. So I request Ms. Gupta kindly unshare your screen so that Poonam ma'am can share her screen now.
Thank you, Mr. Khurana. I will first share the recording of our principal's address to this
Sure.
inauguration. Her apology, she could not be here because she had to go for some other event, which was already pre-planned. Please let me know when you can see my screen.
Sure, ma'am. Kindly choose the system voice before sharing it.
Okay, you'll have to give me a minute because this has...
Sure. No worries. Take your time.
It's not allowing me to share. It's only giving me the option of cancel.
You are already a presenter, ma'am. You can do that. We have not changed the settings.
Okay, so I'll just click on that. Yeah, I got it. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see that. Kindly play it.
Good morning. Plastic is one of the realities of our lives today. It is, in fact, something that we can describe as a necessary evil because there is hardly any area of our existence where it has not managed to find a place for itself. Last year, a workshop with ICPE made our students aware, and a lot of us aware, of the many, many ways in which plastic is used, be it in aircraft, be it in medical equipment, in heart valves, in computers, in food packaging, so many areas where the use of plastic is actually quite fundamental. And it is therefore very difficult to imagine a life without plastic. The idea, therefore, is the more practical idea, therefore, is not to think about ways in which we can do away with it entirely, but in the ways in which we can manage it in an effective way. And that is where plastic pollution and the challenges it presents comes up as a very fundamental concern for all of us today. I'm therefore very glad that our school is partnering with the ICPE to take this collection drive, the plastic waste collection drive forward. I think it's integral for our children to be aware of this. And I'm very glad we're associated with an association like an institution like the ICPE that is doing such excellent work, not only in raising awareness about plastic pollution and the different ways of countering it, but also in terms of this largest sensitization that it is helping to bring about in terms of the role that all of us play in making this effective, in making the world a little better, making life more sustainable. It talks about our own personal responsibilities when it comes to making lifestyle changes so that plastic doesn't emerge as this larger than life evil that we cannot deal with, but as one of the many things that is integrated into our life today that we as human beings and as responsible citizens of the world and of the country are effectively addressing to manage. And that's why I'm very glad that this collection drive has been organized. I'm very glad our school is associated with the ICPE, and I hope the entire day goes on very well indeed. Thank you.
All right, that was the talk by our principal.
Thank you so much for that, sharing with us. Now you can share your school activity, please.
Yeah. Okay, can you see it, sir?
Not yet, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, can you see it?
Yeah, it's coming. Yes.
Okay, so what I would like to share with you all is that we have always been associated with a lot of environmentally sensitive projects. As a school, we have an extremely active nature club. We have EVS, which is being taught as a subject of choice from standard 9, 10, and in the ISC in standard 11 and 12. So there are many children who are very passionate about working for the betterment of the environment, and they take this as a subject of choice and are very, very interested in activities which help in bettering the environment. So the one which we have done, where we currently are also associated with ICPE, was the webinar on plastic, on its uses, how it is safe and hygienic, and yet we need to responsibly consume it and responsibly dispose it. And a lot of information was given about the recycling of plastic during this workshop. Besides that, our children also came out with ideas of how to reuse plastic bottles. So what you can see here in the upper slide is that they're reusing it to make bird feeders. And in the lower slide, they're using it to make a holder when they put their mobile phone for charging at the plug point. Then we also did a microgreens workshop. Again, over here, we were using things which we would normally discard, maybe take away containers which are plastic, or juice boxes or thermocol boxes, and also recycled cocoa peat along with potting mixture, cotton wool or paper towels. And they sowed seeds, allowing them to grow in that mixture, and those microgreens were then harvested and used for consumption. I mean, in salads or sandwiches, and the kids had great fun, and they were very surprised that they could, do something so easily in their house. This was all done last year during the lockdown. So it gave them a lot of knowledge about it, and they also did composting in earthenware pots. They started the composting at home, and they did it either in discarded plastic buckets or in pots. Then we took part to make posters where these were done online, and then they were submitted to this organization. And they also had a talk on survival revolution, where Professor Pandya spoke about it. He's also associated with Kids for Tigers. Then we have this milk bag collection, which we have been doing as an ongoing activity since the last 2 years. This is with the Clean Mumbai Foundation with Miss Kunti Oza. So we just collect them. The kids collect them at home, wash it and dry it and bring it like this in rolls. And then we send it forward, and it is sent for recycling. So this is a whole lot of activities. So we are very, I have an enthusiastic bunch of kids who are absolutely our strength. They come to the forefront. They want to take part in such activities, and they really take it to heart that we finally have one Earth, and we must do the best that we can to keep it intact for us. So that's basically what we have been doing.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for showing us your school activity. It was really wonderful. It's very great to know that your students know how to upcycle the plastic waste. It's very good to know that they have been collecting the milk pouches and giving it to an NGO. Again, it will go for the recycling. So thank you very much for showing your activities. So now, as a host, I'll take you through this event. I request Ms. Gupta to kindly share the screen, please, along with the voice. Let's start now. So once again, I welcome you all, and I'm really grateful to you all for being first of all, being an associate partner. Our gratitude to the Cathedral and John Connon School for associating with us in this mega plastic waste collection drive for Mumbai. We know that this is the first time in this area. However, we have been doing this event in Delhi. So this is the second phase, which is going on already in Delhi. So we thought of now expanding this event throughout India. So we started from our home, that's Mumbai. So these days, which you can see on the screen, it would be the collection date. I'll elaborate on it, how it will go about it. Next, please. So before we start this event, let me introduce my organization to you all, as some of the schools know us very well, but some are very new to it. So for them, we are called the Indian Center for Plastics in the Environment, ICPE, they call it. It was set up on the recommendation of a task force constituted by then Ministry of Environment and Forest. I request the participant to kindly mute yourself. Thank you so much. So it was set up on the recommendation of a task force constituted by then Ministry of Environment and Forest on 27 January 1999. It is registered under the Indian Societies Registration Act 1860. ICPE is a non-for-profit, non-partisan organization supported by the industry, and its members are drawn from academia, NGO, and industry. Moving on. We have, as I told you, that we have started this event just few days back. And the collection part will be done in the month of June. So we have kept the registration open. And over here, I would like to urge all the schools to kindly share the link or the scan code, which we have shared in the link to you all. Kindly share with other schools who comes under Mumbai city and its suburbs. Right now, we are confining ourselves to these areas so that the collection should not be any problem. As on today, we have a 9 school already registered, and I hope you all are on board in this meeting with us. Moving on. So, as Malika told us something about that we had a series of webinars with many of the schools. And yes, of course, we did sessions with the Cathedral and John School also. We did it with GD Somani, and we did it with Children's Academy, many of it. Okay, Preeti ma'am, you want to say something? You raised the hand.
So you would be conducting question answer session at the end, or we can ask in between also?
I think it would be appropriate if you can ask the question at the end. We will definitely try to solve as much as possible through this, but whichever your question, we'll take it at the end if it is okay with you.
I'll ask at the end, sir.
Definitely, we'll be happy to answer all the queries. Thank you so much. So as you can all see on the screen, that we say that plastic is the new generation material, primarily because if you compare this material along with the other material, it's very new. It's only some 107 years back we have invented this. And if you talk about India, in Indian context, we have not been using since, I think we have been using since last 60 or 70 years in a well profound manner. This has become a very necessary material in our life because of its properties. As you can see on the screen, we can see that it is playing a very major role in agriculture production as well as distribution, consumer good packagings, medical and healthcare, automobile and transportation, industrial and electronics, building and constructions. As far as agriculture production is concerned, many a times when we were not having the plastics with us, like the shield which you can see on the screen, it is made up of plastic now. Earlier it was not there. So greenhouse, they call it. And many a time it used to happen when the production comes out from the fields, when it reaches to the consumer, it gets wasted. But due to the properties of plastics, it could have been, it has made their life better, and it has made their shelf life better. Similarly, in the case of, if we talk about our consumer good packaging, our atta, our oil, our chips packets, Maggie packets, so many things, you can see that on the screen. It avoids contamination, it keeps it safe and fresh when we pack it in plastic packaging. And if we talk about medical and healthcare, nobody can deny that plastic has made a huge role during the COVID time. Just imagine if we did not have plastic with us, which material would have saved us? Because of its inertness, because of its properties, this has been a savior for all of us. And very important point, as we all know that India has eradicated the polio from the country. Primarily, again, reason being, we could send the medicines across all the places in India in this very small vial, which doesn't carry much of a weight. And very importantly, it does not react with the medicines. Our cars have become more fuel efficient. They have become light. They are rather absorbing much more shocks than it used to be. Our aircrafts are made up of special kind of engineered plastics, which make them light, which will take less fuel to fly, and they can fly more people now. And if we talk about electronics, today we have joined with either mobile or from the laptop or any of the gadgets. Thanks once again to plastic, because it is easy to make new, good designs with the plastic quickly. PVC pipes, there is no rocket science, everybody knows that. It is used in every household nowadays. Now these window profiles as well as the doors, panels, everything, I mean, these are just few examples which I can show it to you. But it has many more other uses, and I'm very sure you all are aware about it. Moving on. Even though we say that it has been very useful to us and it carries so much of weight, I mean, in terms of its flexibility, in terms of its genuinity of the product material, but still we have some myths which are going on. Like few of the myths we have taken, that plastics are toxic and injurious to health. This is pretty much a common myth. It's more or less in everybody's mind nowadays. Also, we see many of the things written in the newspaper or comes in the ads or anywhere, that plastic are harmful to the environment. Whereas the facts are something different. These realities are not only by the sayings of ICPE. These realities are on the basis of scientific facts, scientific studies done by by the renewed institutes across world. As it says, plastics are inert, that do not pose any health risk. Again, it doesn't react with the product which goes inside. So keeping it safe is the most important option. As it says, for making plastic, we need least, it releases only a few of the gases, which leaves very least impact on the environment. Because it's easy to make, less energy to consume, and easy to transport. It's viable, it's cheap as compared to your other material. Yes, I agree to that. Uncontrolled burning. When we burn plastic, it releases harmful gases. But uncontrolled burning of any organic matter, rather it's a wood, paper, agriculture waste, or of course plastic waste, it releases the same amount of harmful gases in the system. So uncontrolled burning of any organic material has to be prohibited. Otherwise, we'll keep on, saying the bad word about the material rather than understanding that we are at the fault. Move on. So as you can see on the screen, we must have seen these kind of beaches or nalas or roadsides or overflooded bins or the fluttering plastic bags lying on the deserted trees or something. But it actually happens due to our either poor littering habits, or we can say that poor infrastructures. I'm very sure you can say that no plastic bag automatically flies from your home and goes into the tree, or it automatically reaches to the roadside or onto the beach. These we are almost we're not having good infrastructure. So whatever infrastructure we have, we do not use it properly. We try to put all our food waste into a bag, and we tie it very hardly and just throw it away from our car, from our bike, from far distance, because we do not want to go nearby this minutes. So what happens when the animals come, when the cow comes? They do not know what plastic is. They are just in a search of food. So and they are not efficient to open your bags, which is tightly tied up by us. So they try to, in lieu of having food, they simply eat the plastic bag, which basically creates a problem for everyone. So if you see that littering is a problem, not plastic or the environment. Please go ahead. So when we say that it's a good material, not only when it is get manufactured, even when we throw it away, but if we throw it away in a manner, in a segregated manner, then it becomes a wealth. You can see these jerseys made up of your PET bottles, the water bottle in which we drink our water. In fact, Indian cricket team jersey, your IPL team jerseys, your World Cup soccer player jerseys have been made with the PET bottles only. The milk pouches, Poonam ma'am talked about, it has been collected and recycled, and these kind of Barsati films are made up out of it. The PVC pipes we talk about, these kind of cheap shoes made up out of it. The battery boxes which we talk about, these kind of suitcases made up out of it, and many more things. And still, if we have a mixed kind of a plastic which we cannot even segregate due to any of the reasons, we have innovated enough to make a roads out of it. We can recover an energy by putting it in a cement kilns. We are also doing the pyrolysis of the plastic waste, the mixed plastic waste, to get a fuel out of it, which can be used in burners and all. So if we take care of our waste, it can be fruitful to us. It can be a wealth to us. Next, please. So if you see in this picture, when we segregate our waste properly, wet in a different bin and dry in a different bin, it will be collected possibly by municipalities, or if you in a few of the areas, if you feel that the municipality people are mixing the waste and all, you can very well give them the wet waste and you can keep the dry along with you only, which eventually you can sell it to your raddi wala or kabadi wala, or you can give it to your mates, which eventually will sell it to them. And what they do, they segregate the waste because they know the value of it. They segregate the PET bottle, they segregate the bags differently. And eventually it goes to the recycler, they sell it to the recyclers. And I would say recyclers are a very innovative people. They apply their brain, they wash it out, all the things, they clean it up properly, they dry it up properly, they process it in their plant, and make a granules out of it. And those granules ultimately goes to the factories where they generate so many products out of it. We still have a time, and I have a 3-4 minute of video along with me where I would definitely like to show it to you. This is actually a virtual visit of a recycling unit. How a plastic menace get recycled. Please play it.
The Shakti Plastic Industries. Turning waste to value.
So this was a small virtual visit to a plastic recycling factory. I had talk about plastic in front of people who are masters in it. So if I had some mistake, I apologize for that. Moving on to this collection drive, what exactly you have to do, let me explain it to you. You'll all be announcing this event in your school and asking the students, as well as I'll say the teacher also may collect plastic waste. It has to be clean. That doesn't mean you have to wash it or in a soap and all. It should not be contaminated. That's what would we mean. And from they can very well collect from their home or nearby places and bring it to the school at the destined time. And they can put it at a designated places. We shall be distributing to you the banners for this event, as well as we'll give you the bags which will reach your schools within few days. And then you can ask your student to put all the plastic waste into it, put a banner on at a place, and kindly click a picture and start posting it in a group in which you are a member of. Moving on. All the collected waste plastic waste will be collected from your school premises by our associate collection partner, 5-Hour Cycle Foundation, and they will eventually collect it. They will weigh it. They will tell you the weight which you have given it to them, and eventually the report will come to us, and it will be sent to the recycling unit. Top 3 schools based on the total collection would be awarded as number 1, 2, and 3, and their trophies as well as physical certificates will reach to them. The winning school teachers would also get physical certificates. Certificate of participation will be issued to all the schools. That would be physical. And student whosoever are bringing the waste or a teacher who are bringing the waste will definitely be will receive an e-certificate from ICPE. And when the collection part will be over, then ICP would definitely hold an award ceremony to felicitate all the winning schools. It will be virtual or in hybrid mode or in actual mode. It's difficult to say right now. It depends totally upon the prevailing situations. Now the big question comes, and how would we know that which student has bring the waste or which teacher has bring the waste? Move on. So ICP will provide you one Google form to all the teacher in charge in the group to collect the data of students participating in the competition. Let me clarify a few things. ICP do not want any of your data, so don't be afraid by giving the names. If you do not wish your children email ID to be given to us, you can very well put your any school ID. The prime reason, which I have already given it to you, to give the e-certificate of participation to all the students. For this, there is one procedure. Let me clarify over here. All the students who will collect the waste, because we are now coming to the end of the session for this academic year. So many of the schools will close at the end of April. So that is why we have kept the collection part in the month of June when they will rejoin us back. So what they have to do is they have to collect the waste during this period. They have to keep it neat and clean. They have to wait. Most of the people are weight conscious nowadays, and everybody has the weighing scale at their place. If not, they can very well go to a nearby shop and weigh it. They should weigh it and click a selfie along with that waste. Let me clarify once again. They should click a selfie along with their waste. There would be an option in this Google form to upload that picture also, as well as the weight. So I request all the teachers to kindly make sure that they should not be posing as selfies into it, rather than posting a good pictures of them along with their waste, either a box or a bag, in whichever way they want to collect it. So that's how we'll come to know that who all have given the waste, and e-certificate will be issued and it will be sent to the email ID provided to us in that Google form. Moving on. So before I end my presentation, I would like to say a very happy Earth Day, as this is a very auspicious day on which we have launched this event. And definitely I would like to show a small video made by our creative team on that. Kindly play it. So thank you very much all. I'm ending my presentation here and I'm handing over the podium to Sri Swapan Ray. He's our honorary secretary at ICPE. We have some distinguished guests present here today. They will talk about some more details, or they will share their experience with you. And I request Sri Swapan Ray to kindly invite them and introduce them to also. Over to you, sir.
Okay, Sudhir. Good afternoon and a hearty welcome to all of you to this event. I'm extremely delighted to be here and thankful to our principal madam, Poonam madam, other teachers from other schools, and Malika for sure. She started the session today. So thank you, Malika, for that nice introduction in the beginning itself. We have two our industry leaders with us today, and I'm personally thankful to both of them. And I'll introduce first our industry leader, Mr. Ajay Shah. Ajay Shah is here with us. Ajay, thank you for joining us. Mr. Shah did his graduation from IIT Kanpur with a Bachelor of Technology in Chemical Engineering, followed by a Master in Financial Management from Bombay University. Mr. Shah has over 40 years of experience in the industry. He was in various functions in the industry. Let me emphasize that point. In various functions in this industry, and he it's not just in experience in India. He has overseas experience. He was working with Shell Chemicals in Hague, in Netherlands, for about 3 years. So he has seen this industry grow in a very the way it has grown today, and I'm really delighted to welcome Mr. Shah to this event. And incidentally, Mr. Shah is a old student of the Saint Cathedral and John Cannon School. Thank you, Mr. Shah. I would request you to say a few words before I invite Mr. Vivek Mehta for his brief comment on this. Over to you, Mr. Shah.
Thank you very much, Sapan, and a very good evening to Ms. Nigam and all the other teachers who are there from the various schools out here. What I'm going to share with you is, I think, just a re-emphasis of a lot of what has already been said. And I think it's already been said quite repeatedly that plastic is an ubiquitous material and finding usage in various walks of life. In fact, today's modern lifestyle is virtually inconceivable without plastics. Right from the toothbrush, toothpaste in the morning, to the cars, the refrigerators, air conditioners, laptops, mobiles, and many more items that a person uses in its daily life. Further, I think, as again mentioned earlier, plastic has supported our tackling of the pandemic, maybe with PPEs, N95s, and surgical masks, and syringes for the vaccines, just to name a few. And the other medical applications that really we are indebted to plastic is blood bags, vials, catheters, and even the Jaipur foot. These are all truly aiding our healthcare system today. Food packaging is another area that I think helps us in preserving, increasing shelf life, and ensuring safety and hygienic delivery of our foods. It is said that an average human being uses about 50 products that are dependent on the functionality and performance of plastics every single day. Hence, let us all appreciate the utility and versatility of the product called plastics. However, at the same time, I would also like to remind you all that it is these very properties of durability, light in weight, good barrier to water and air that we use in the products are the ones that create the problem. And especially when plastic is improperly disposed in the environment. This improper disposal is what we need to address. And I truly appreciate the initiative of the Cathedral School to take part and lead this drive together with the other schools in Mumbai. I would like to emphasize that improper disposal of any material is an issue and not just plastics. I also laud the efforts of ICPE to disseminate knowledge to the young and budding citizens of tomorrow. They have conducted numerous virtual programs over the last year, which has covered nearly 25,000 students, and are following it up with the plastic waste collection drive. First with Delhi schools, and now with Mumbai schools, again led by my alma mater. This drive should reinforce the point of proper collection of waste with students. It is also to be followed up, which will be taken up by ICPE with proper segregation, and then only will it be ensured that this waste is converted to wealth in a form of different products. I sincerely wish you all, particularly the young, energetic minds, a happy and motivating collection to help us ensure a cleaner environment. I do hope that as future responsible citizens of the planet, each one of us would make the process of segregating and recycling waste materials a way of life so that we generate wealth from waste. And as mentioned earlier, no better day to start than the World Earth Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajay. Uh, you spoke a lot of things which we should carry home in terms of learning and understanding. I'm particularly delighted because you are a ex-student of the school and your school is partnering with us today. It's a really happy occasion. Incidentally, Mr. Shah is the president at Reliance Industries Limited in the polymer chain business. He is the president of polymer chain business in Reliance Industries Limited. That is not so significant. Significant part is that he's an ex-student of of the school that is partnering. Thank you, Mr. Shah. I have
So happy.
I am extremely delighted to have that, and I really appreciate Ms. Nigam to take this up as a priority.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shah. Now I have the pleasure of bringing on board one of our other industry leader, Mr. Vivek Mehta. Mr. Vivek Mehta is one of our industry leader who has joined us today on this occasion. He is working with ONGC Petro Edition Limited. This is one of the largest plastic raw material producers in our country. And Mr. Mehta took some time out and agreed to join us today on this very happy occasion. So I would request Mr. Mehta to say a few words to all of us here. Mr. Mehta, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Very good evening to all of you. My senior colleagues from the plastic industry, from the ICPE, and all the respected teachers and principal from different schools, as well as all the little students. Although I have not prepared any speech for this particular event, but I'm very happy that this event, the inaugural function, is happening on the Earth Day. That is very important part, that we all are committed to do something for our Earth, to save our Earth from this, whatever mimic we consider pollution in terms of pollution. It may be different kind of pollution, but today we are discussing mainly on the plastic. And it is very important that at the very nascent stage in the childhood, if the right perspective goes in the mind of children about the benefits of plastics are not creating pollution, but the how we are controlling the wastage of plastics, how we are managing the wastage of plastics, that is more becoming more important. And that is, I think, the correct way we are driving this event, that we are creating that awareness among the children. And the second part is very important, that today you must have seen that Indian economy is growing at very, very fast pace compared to any other countries in the world. And one of the key factor the other countries have, which are the developed countries we call it, they have developed with the benefit of plastic. They have actually grown. So whatever benefit they could take from the plastics in different applications, we are going to maybe exploring the same thing in the next few years, because we are the developing country. So at this stage, it is very important that the importance of plastics, how to manage the plastics waste, how to collect the plastic waste, and also very important aspect will be how to segregate the plastic waste. So if that message goes, that awareness goes to the children, that will definitely help us to grow our economy in far better way. And from that aspect, I think this becomes very, very important point, that today we are developing this kind of event. I have been in this industry for more than 25 years now, and I have seen that over the 25 years also, still the plastic waste management remains the one of the issue in our country, because of whatever the management, whatever is the policies and the procedures have been developed. So far, they have not been very, very maybe effective to control the plastic waste management. So if we are able to do this collection and the waste segregation part very effectively, I think we are able to succeed in our future challenges with respect to plastic waste. I am thankful to ICP for providing this opportunity for to me for participating in this event, and I wish all the best for this waste collection drive to all the schools and to ICP as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mehta, for those very kind words and words of appreciation and enthusing all of us to do well for this in this collection drive. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Now I am really happy and delighted to invite our partner organization in this, who is partnering this particular collection drive, Dr. Smita Birkar. Dr. Smita Birkar has educational and professional background of over a decade in the field of plastics in India as well as in USA. She has now decided to start her own venture, a not-for-profit organization, 5 Recycle Foundation, based in Kandivali and Bombay. And her idea is to create awareness and infrastructure on waste management as a whole, in which, of course, plastic becomes a very critical part of it, through his platform to tackle the problem of rising waste issues in India. Personally, I'm extremely delighted to have her here. Uh, as a young women entrepreneur, she has really taken the courage of getting into this space where there are huge opportunities, along with comes huge challenges. So, Dr. Smita, the floor is yours. You would like to say a few words to all of us, share a few thoughts that you have in mind, and thank you for partnering with ICPE in this collection drive. Over to you, Dr. Smita.
So, thank you so much, sir. First of all, hello everyone and good evening, and wish you all a very happy Earth Day. Um, when I was told about this particular collection drive or plastic waste collection drive initiative that has been taken by the schools, so I was really delighted because I feel and I think we all probably resonate with this idea that the education starts with the kids now. We need to educate them about waste management, about recycling, and every other concept of sustainability at this particular stage so that they can implement when they grow up. Because when I was a kid, obviously these all things were not there in my school. They might be there in the studies, but I don't know if I was able to attend such a session and learn about plastics at such a small age. um, so first of all, congratulations for this drive, and we are happy to partner and support the collection work. So just to give you a background, that we are a non-profit organization. We are based in Kandivali West, and we are working on two verticals in Mumbai. One is creating awareness on waste management. As Sir said in the presentation by ICP, that littering and waste segregation at source are the two major problems in India, because of which there is more mismanagement of waste than management. So we conduct sessions offline, online, to similar to what a beautiful session was there right now. Among everybody who wants to listen to this concept and understand why recycling is important, why plastic waste management is important. Um, so that is more on the awareness part. We try to educate each and every person around, whoever wants to learn about this. The second thing is we also work on infrastructure. Obviously, it's important once you educate people and they're ready to practice waste segregation, we go and collect the waste from them. So we collect all types of plastic, paper, metal, glass, e-waste, and even thermocol. So we are working on all of these initiatives. So we have a godown in Kandivali West. Any other schools are welcome to come and see the process of waste segregation, understand more about what are the recycled products or what is made out of it, or how one can segregate. So a lots of learning, and I think my major request to you, all of you, on this occasion of Earth Day is that I hope that more and more people and more students and even their parents join this huge cause of waste segregation at source, because we need more hands on the deck. It's the need of the hour. It's a huge problem that our country and our city is facing. So I think sooner the better, and I'm very excited for this collection drive, and I wish all the best to all the schools. I'm sure you guys are all anyways doing a great deal by organizing and conducting all of this, but wish you luck, and any support that you need, we are all available at any time. Thank you, ICP, and thank you all the dignitaries who are present today, and all the teachers, for giving me a chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smita. Thank you very much. This is not in the agenda, but if we have few minutes, I would love to throw this platform open and invite comments from our teachers, from other schools. Any comments they have, any clarification they need, they need to, they might want to seek. So please feel free to join in. I see Preeti Madam from Dalmia School. She had a question right in the beginning. Please, ma'am. Please, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
First of all, thank you, ICPE and Cathedral School for inviting our school to be a part of this great initiative. Thank you so much. And we would love to learn many more things from you also. Certain queries from my side because first time we are participating in with you, and I must mention, sir, we have been doing many activities in our school. For example, say no plastic. So I mean, our students, they bring used papers or used the waste papers, and they make paper bags which we donated to our nearby shop, medical grocery shop. So we have been doing, many things, but this is again a great initiative. We are also a part of, Tata Power Club Energy, where they also collect, the waste plastic material, and they have made beautiful t-shirts out of it. So. So this year, I mean, we have already registered with you, but I just would want to know the collection mode would be like you would be collecting plastic daily or on
No,
30th
no.
today.
In one lot, Dr. Smita would get this thing collected from the schools. So what Sudhir was mentioning, the students can keep this in a designated place, so that then he can people can come and collect those things from the designated place. So we would request you to keep it in one place because it cannot be a daily thing. But if something gets accumulated in large quantities and we need to make a special kind of arrangements, we can talk about it separately. But plan so far is at the end of those 15 days, we will go around. Dr. Smita and our people would go around, get those plastic waste collected and send it to the recycler. Am I correct, Sudhir? That is the understanding as of now.
Yes, definitely, sir. If you have a huge bunch, if you have a huge plastic waste and you are not able to keep it, you can be in touch with me, or you can mention it to me in the group. I'll
Yeah.
talk to Dr. Smita accordingly, and we will arrange it.
Even sir, during May month, just a suggestion, most of the ICC schools and ISC schools, they are conducting the exams, the entire month. So we provide each students, they gets water bottle. So almost 300 water bottles daily we will be collecting. So the entire month gets very, tough, I would say rather. We don't have that much place to store things. So if you can arrange something, we would like to donate daily, on daily basis, sir.
We will explore that and possibly we might be able to give you a solution. Do let us know the location of your school. Then we'll see how we can go about it. Because sometime if there is an event happening somewhere and there is a large quantity of waste get generated, including plastic waste, there are specific action that we take to address those issues. So feel free to let us know when is this kind. Idea is to aggregate it larger quantity so that it becomes economically viable to really pick it up and then send it for recycling. That is the intention. Nothing else. We'd be too happy to do that as well. Yeah, sure. I hope Dr. Smitha, you're with me on this, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Sir, I have many questions, 2, 3 more questions with your permission.
Yeah, please. I only hope we'll have time for other teachers to make some comments or ask some
I
questions.
think I am speaking on behalf of all of them, I would say.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, sure. Please. Well.
So as
Yeah.
you have mentioned, sir, this award would be individual as well as school at the larger scale, So each students also, those who are participating, if they will win, they will also get teachers and the entire school, right? Am I
Yeah.
right, sir?
So they
Ma'am,
clarify that.
yeah, let me clarify that. So the student who are taking this initiative of bringing the waste to the school, they are basically working as a school, not as an individual. As an individual, they will get the e-certificate of participation. However, if your school wins the prize, If your school comes in the top 3 collection schools, then your school will win a trophy and a certificate. Also, the mentor teacher will also win a certificate from us.
Okay, thank you so much. And sir, one last question, sir. We would also like, we are very keen and we would also would want to be a part of this initiative. How our schools can take this up, like how Cathedral School is doing, and our school is very keen, and our trustees are very, very to do all these MSR activities. So if you could just
Yeah.
then
Sure. We would love to partner with as many schools as possible in future. That is the intention. So with all your blessings and support, hopefully someday this will be a big movement. Today it is an event. Once it becomes a big movement, we are all on board. And Smita would be the happiest person here, right, Smita?
And can we also get the PPT which was shared by you so that we can share with our students, how to, under the
What we can do, madam, we can conduct some programs. We can conduct some webinars.
awareness program for our students.
4, 5 webinars. Like in many schools, we conduct 10, 12 webinars depending on the size of the students. Each if it is 50 to 100 students in each webinar, 4, 5, 6 webinars we can conduct in series, so that all as many students as they are willing to get this awareness session, we can conduct it for them. So feel free to reach out to my colleague Sudhir Kurana on your suggested date and when you want to do for how many students. We'll be too happy to do that.
So can we get the contact details of the person with whom we can connect with in future?
Ma'am, if you are in a group, my number is definitely there. I'm the admin in that. Otherwise, I'll prompt my number over there also.
Fine, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you so much.
Sudhir, better send it to her so that
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having patience and attending my queries. Thank you so much, sir.
Most welcome, ma'am.
So we are coming to the end. So I request you to
if-
kindly.
Yeah, if there are some more questions or clarifications from any other teachers, at least till such time. Now you don't have the time limit, right? It's a paid version.
Yeah.
So,
but I hope the other people must be having some other prior
Okay.
meetings with us. So that's
Okay.
fine.
But feel free to reach out to Mr. Kurana anytime, or his colleague Poonam Gupta and Neha Maurya, who are there with him, with any queries that you need and any support, or you think that we can be of help in this plastic waste collection drive, as well as creating awareness. I like that talk from Principal Madam. I think she made a very strong point that we cannot live without these new generational materials. So we might as well learn how to use them responsibly and dispose them scientifically. So I think this is a very powerful statement which came from our principal madam. So we would love to join you in this initiative with Dalmia School, and do feel free to reach out to us for the webinar program that your students might like to have today, have with ICPE. So with this, if everyone is okay, then we would like to wish you once again a happy Earth Day, and stay safe, take care, handle your waste properly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much all for coming.
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, Vivek.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you very much. All
Thank
the
you.
best to you.
Thank you. Okay, we sign off. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much all. If you have any queries, you can post it in the group and we'll be happy to address all the issues. Thank you very much, Dr. Smita, also.
Welcome, sir. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Thank you very much all. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.